Three cheapest luxury trucks nobody buys, but they'll outlast every new pickup. Just that. Right now, while you are overpaying for a 3-year-old F-150 with a turbocharged engine that is already sweating coolant, there are three luxury trucks sitting on lots across this country that mechanics are quietly scooping up for their own families. Not because they are a compromise, not because they are a consolation prize, because they are genuinely mechanically superior to almost everything rolling off a dealer lot today at twice the price. I have been turning wrenches for over 20 years. Independent shop, no brand loyalty, no manufacturer deal on the table. What I am about to tell you is exactly what I tell my own family when they ask me where to put their money. Three trucks with real luxury interiors, bulletproof powertrains, and documented 300,000-mile lifespans, sitting at prices the market has completely gotten wrong. And I am going deepest on number one, because that truck I have steered more customers toward it than any other vehicle in the last decade. Not one of them has come back with a major repair bill, not a single one. Stay with me on this. Number 3. The Cadillac Escalade EXT 2002 through 2013. About 2 years ago, a retired contractor in his early 60s walked into my shop. He had spent the last decade hauling tools in a beat-up F-150 and wanted something he could actually feel good sitting in during retirement. Leather seats, a quiet ride, and enough bed space to still be useful on weekends. He had $18,000 and was eyeing a 2018 Ram 1500 Limited with 71,000 miles. Before he signed anything, he called me. I pulled up comparable trucks in his area and found a 2007 Escalade EXT with 88,000 miles for $11,500, full leather, Bose audio, wood trim, power everything. He looked at me like I had lost my mind. He bought it anyway. That was 26 months ago. He has spent $340 since, one oil change, brake pads, and a cabin air filter. Here is what the market keeps getting wrong about the Escalade EXT. The GMT 900 generation from 2007 to 2013 runs a 6.2-liter Vortec V8, the same engine family that powered the Corvette Z06. It is a naturally aspirated iron block V8 with a proven track record well past 250,000 miles. No turbochargers, no intercoolers, no charge pipes to crack at 80,000 miles. The 6-speed automatic paired with it has been refined across multiple GM platforms and is considered one of the most durable automatic transmissions the company has ever built. Parts are everywhere because this drivetrain lives in Tahoes, Suburbans, and Silverados, the most commonly serviced trucks in America. RepairPal puts the Escalade's average annual repair cost at around $730. That sounds heavy until you compare it to $1,050 for a turbocharged F-150 from the same era, or $980 for a Ram 1500 of comparable vintage. The used market reality: a clean 2008 to 2010 Escalade EXT runs $9,000 to $13,000. A 2018 Ram 1500 Limited with the same mileage runs $32,000 to $38,000. You are getting wood grain trim, a magnetic ride suspension, and a Cadillac nameplate for less than a third of that price. Quick inspection checklist before you buy one. First, open the composite midgate between the cab and the bed. The gasket is known to allow moisture over time. A wet carpet situation runs about $400 to fix if it has been ignored. Second, get underneath and check the rear differential for leaks, especially on trucks past 100,000 miles. Third, inspect the frame for corrosion if the truck spent time in a northern salt belt state. Fourth, on the highway, feel for harsh or clunking damper behavior. Failed magnetic ride sensors run about $280 per corner. This truck is for anyone who wants full-size luxury capability for under $14,000. Anyone who has done financing 3-year-old trucks with depreciation baked in. It tows up to 8,100 pounds, more than enough for boats, trailers, and weekend hauling. Who should pass? If you need to tow more than that regularly, or if having a dealer who recognizes your vehicle matters to you, the Escalade EXT will occasionally earn you a blank look at the service counter. Buy it for $11,000, drive it 150,000 miles, spend roughly $4,500 in total maintenance. No Ram 1500 on earth comes close to that cost per mile equation. Number 2, the Lincoln Mark LT, 2006 through 2008. About 18 months ago, a property manager in her early 30s came through. She needed a truck for weekend jobs, hauling furniture, moving equipment between units, but spent most of her week driving between properties and wanted something that felt like a real vehicle, not a worksite appliance. She had been cross-shopping used F-150 Lariats, I showed her a 2007 Lincoln Mark LT with 64,000 miles for $9,800. She had never heard of it. I explained exactly what was under the hood. She bought it the following Saturday. 11 months later, she texted me, 90,000 miles, $0 in repairs. The Mark LT is commercially invisible for the same reason it is financially brilliant. Ford discontinued it after just 3 model years because the market never warmed to a luxury pickup. That commercial failure is your advantage. Under the chrome grille and the leather interior is a standard F-150 on the P2021 body-on-frame platform, powered by the 5.4-liter Triton V8. That engine and that platform have been on American roads since the mid-1990s. Every independent mechanic in this country knows them. Parts are so common and affordable that a full rebuild at 200,000 miles is a realistic and economical decision, something you cannot say about any turbocharged EcoBoost truck built in the last decade. Car complaints data on the Mark LT is remarkably thin for a vehicle of its age, which tells you something. Thin complaint records on a 17-year-old truck means owners are not having catastrophic experiences. On the used market, a clean 2007 or 2008 Lincoln Mark LT with under 80,000 miles runs $7,000 to $12,000. A comparable F-150 Lariat from the same year with the same mileage runs $14,000 to $18,000. Same truck, quieter cabin, softer ride tune, $6,000 less. The market genuinely has not figured this out yet. First, confirm the spark plugs have been serviced correctly. The 5.4 Triton is known to break plugs during extraction if they have never been changed. Budget $350 for a proper extraction if they have not been touched. Large trained. Second, inspect the tailgate liner and Lincoln-specific bed trim. Replacement parts are harder to source than standard F-150 pieces. Third, on a cold startup, listen for an exhaust tick in the first 30 seconds. That is a cam phaser issue on higher mileage 5.4 engines. Not a deal breaker, but worth $400 off the asking price. Third. Fourth, road test the transmission through full throttle upshifts. Any slipping or hesitation warrants a fluid check before you commit. This truck belongs to anyone who drives more miles than they tow, and any buyer sharp enough to understand that platform longevity always beats badge prestige in a 20-year cost calculation. Who should pass? Heavy towers. The Mark LT is rated at 5,500 pounds, which handles small boats and utility trailers, but not serious commercial loads. Buy it for $9,500, drive it 150,000 miles, spend $3,800 in maintenance on a platform every shop in America already knows. That math does not exist anywhere else in the used truck market right now. Number 1, Toyota Tundra Limited, Crewmax 2007 to 2013. About 3 years ago, a couple came in. Mid-40s, 2 kids, a mountain cabin they visited every winter. They had been driving a 2016 Jeep Grand Cherokee that had already seen 2 transmission repairs before 60,000 miles. They were completely done. They had $25,000 and were eyeing new trucks. I told them to stop entirely and find a clean 2008 or 2009 Toyota Tundra Crewmax Limited with under 120,000 miles. They found one for $18,500. They called me hesitant. It felt like a lot for a 15-year-old truck. I told them it was the single best decision they were going to make. They drove it through 3 winters to that cabin. They now have 174,000 miles on it. Total repair expenditure in 3 years, $580. A serpentine belt, a thermostat, and tires. That is it. Here is what separates the second-generation Tundra from everything else on this list, and from almost everything else on the used truck market at any price. Toyota built the Crewmax Limited with a genuinely upscale interior, heated and ventilated leather seats, JBL audio, wood trim, and rear legroom that embarrasses most full-size sedans. But the interior is not the story. The story is under the hood. It is one of the most indestructible production truck engines ever bolted into a chassis. It runs a timing chain engineered to outlast the truck itself. It is naturally aspirated. No turbochargers, no intercoolers, no charge pipes to crack at 80,000 miles. It is paired with a 6-speed automatic that Toyota had been stress testing in real-world commercial and off-road environments for years before this generation arrived. Owners regularly document 300,000 to 400,000 miles on these powertrains with nothing beyond fluid services, plugs, and filters. These are not forum myths. They are ownership reports from people who actually drove these trucks to those numbers and kept going. I see cars analyzed over 300 million vehicles and placed the Tundra among the top 3 full-size pickup trucks for probability of reaching 200,000 miles. Consumer Reports rated this generation of Tundra among the most reliable full-size trucks across every model year it was sold. RepairPal puts average annual repair costs at around $606, the lowest of any full-size truck on the market, and a significant portion of Tundra owners never approach that figure in a given year because the truck simply does not need attention. A 2022 Toyota Tundra Platinum with comparable mileage runs $45,000 to $52,000. A new turbocharged full-size luxury truck off the lot today is not buying you more reliability. It is buying you more screens, a twin-turbo V6 sweating coolant at 70,000 miles, and a longer payment schedule. Here is your inspection checklist before you buy one. First, pull the service records. A Tundra with documented oil changes from its first owner is a materially different purchase than one without a paper trail. Pay the $500 premium for the history. It is worth every dollar. Second, inspect the frame carefully on trucks from Rust Belt states. The 2000 to 2006 Tundra had a documented frame rust recall. The second generation is better, but northern trucks still deserve a close look underneath. Third, check the rear differential and transfer case for seepage on four-wheel drive examples, particularly those with off-road or towing history. Fourth, road test through full throttle upshifts and feel for any transmission hesitation. The 6-speed is exceptionally durable, but fluid-neglected examples can develop soft shifts. That is a $150 service, not a death sentence, but know before you buy. This truck belongs to anyone who wants to buy once and drive for a decade. Any family who actually uses a pickup bed and also wants to feel like a human being on the inside, and anyone who has finished financing turbocharged engines that were never engineered to see 200,000 miles. Who should pass if you need maximum towing above 10,000 pounds regularly? The Tundra is rated at 10,800 pounds at the top end, which handles boats, trailers, and serious loads, but heavy commercial pullers may want a diesel platform instead. Buy it for $18,000. Drive it 200,000 miles. Spend roughly $5,000 in total maintenance across a decade. No truck built in the last 5 years will hand you that equation at twice the price. So there it is. 3 trucks the market has mispriced and 3 reasons to stop financing depreciation on something built to last 4 years. The Cadillac Escalade EXT gives you a Corvette-sourced V8 and a full luxury interior for the price of a decent used compact. The Lincoln Mark LT gives you the most proven pickup platform in American history dressed in chrome and leather for under $12,000. And the Toyota Tundra Crewmax Limited gives you one of the most indestructible V8 engines ever put in a pickup truck, a genuinely upscale interior, and 20 years of documented reliability for less than the down payment on a new truck. Boris, your next step is straightforward. Set up a search alert on the major used platforms for each of these. Filter to under 120,000 miles. Be patient. These trucks are sitting on lots right now because the average buyer has never heard of them or cannot make up their mind about the badge. That is your advantage. Use it. Today indestructible. Subscribe if you want more of this. Straight talk on what to buy and what to walk away from. Hit the like button if I just saved you from a $45,000 mistake. Drive something that lasts, maintain it properly, and it will never let you down. See you in the next one.